some of you haven't. But take a cup or a mug or a barrel and just ask the Holy Spirit to come and fill it up. And now just take a big, deep drink. Whoa. Be filled. Whoa. And now put your hand on the person next to you and just say, be filled. Whoa. 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 Jesus said that he came to give us life in abundance. And this morning Dave was saying about on the last day of the feast, Jesus cried out, if anyone is thirsty, let him come to me. Are you thirsty? Whoa. Whoa, say, so Lord, come and fill me more. Whoa. And earlier this week I was reading when Jesus was on the cross and he cried out, I thirst. And he was offered the sour vinegar. And then he went to be with his Father. Whoa. Whoa. Why don't you just ask the Holy Spirit now, how much do you love me, Lord? You know, he loves us so much. So much. Whoa. Sometimes we don't always realize it. Sometimes we don't think it. Sometimes we don't love ourselves. But he loves us so much that he came and gave his life for us. And he wants to pour his love into our hearts continually. Whoa. So just receive his love. Whoa. So just as we go into the next little bit of the meeting, just be aware of his love continually filling you up. Catherine's going to speak to us. But as you're listening to what she's saying, just continually, just be aware that the Father's here. His presence is here to fill us up to overflowing. So that we're not just giving out of what's up to here, but we're giving out of the overflow, so we're not getting drained. He wants to fill us up so that we give out of the overflow. Whoa. Okay, so if you'd like either to sit on the floor here, or you can sit in your seats if you like to, wherever's comfortable. Feel free. Feel free to be and not to do. Because he likes it when we be and not when we do. We don't have to do. We just need to be. Hey. Mick and I work with Catch the Fire. We're part of the UK Catch the Fire team. We live over near Bristol. And here she is. Welcome, Katherine. This is the lovely Katherine Garda. She's a good girl. She's a real blessing. And she's full of the glory. Over to you, honey.
All right. Have I got something? I just need a little
lead-in place.
Yeah. That's Pete, my boss, giving me a quick pep talk in case I forget what on earth I'm doing up here. I got my pink Bible. There's a lot of power in the pink, I think. So lovely to see you all here. You're all so special. Come on. How special are you, Rob? How special?
Jesus loves me.
So here we are, gathered together. There couldn't be a time that's better to raise our voice. So, goodo. Well, it's going well so far. Right messy lot down here, I'll tell you. It's all very, 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 very lovely. But I can't help thinking that if we sort of come in on this level, where are we going to end up? The words come to mind, oh dear. You know, sometimes I just see such an anointing on people, all I can say is, oh dear. I almost want to apologize for what on earth is going to happen to them here on earth as heaven invades. So, it's lovely, 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 lovely. So it's good this morning. Good to listen to our Dave, our Davy Grace Vaughan, and Goddard's doing all these weird sounds. I just love it. Such quack. I get really hit by sounds. I hear a sound, and it's like it goes through me, and I thought, like this. You know, I'm busy giving up on words. I'm just going for the sound. The sound causes a lot of sudden movement. All sorts of movements, wonderful. People getting freed, shaken free. In order to go. Where? We don't know. But he does. Woo! I'm so glad someone knows where we're going. Rob. I'm so glad that the creator of the entire creation knows where we're going. Funnily enough. There may be a few blips along the way. But the Creator is in control. I love the way. Because the way knows the way. So if I don't know the way, I get into the way. And I find the way via the way. And he's so full of the way. I'm amazed. I look at him and I go, no way. He goes, way? Really? You're amazing. How do you do it? So really, losing our heads on the way is the only way to go. He's my way, my truth, and my life. So I can afford to forget my way. And I can afford to lose my way. I get so lost, I become found. So I'm pleased to announce that I've given up. I've given in. I've given way. That just came to mind, that one. I've given way. I used to stand in these gatherings. Oh, where are we? Probably about 15 years ago. And I used to sense that I had this great big sign in my hand, like a roadside sign. Big triangle thing, you know, with the red border. The one that's like a warning. And I knew that it said the words, give way. And at the time, I'd hold on to it. And I'd sort of dance out this triangle shape to represent the fact that it was a three-cornered triangle sign warning us to give way. And no one knew what I was doing, least of all me. I mean, you know, the more you get off your head with the way, the more you start to sort of get a hang of it. I don't pretend to understand everything, but I just start to get inklings and hints. I just start to get clues. And it's like they're so mega. They really rock my world. They're such a hit. It's like, God, how did you plan that? Crazy stuff. I start tripping over crazy stuff. As God, the way, starts to map out my way. Even though I don't know the way. I'm safe to forget my way and get caught up with the way. And to let go. Because if I let go, I gain. If I hold on, I lose. Simple. Simple truths. Always simple truths with the way. Love it. I just love it. So this whole thing of spending time with the way and enjoying the way's presence and just getting hit over and over again with the waves that the way is making. What a wave machine. Like, do you ever stop? I'm sorry, I have a tendency to snort. It's not my fault. I never asked for it. It accosted me. We're in Cardiff. And this woman, this fiery mama-type woman, she's preaching, she's great. She's got loads of compassion, but she's also really fierce. So it looks like she's going to sort of bite your jugular or something. So passionate. So, yeah, she sort of collars me and she says, you're going to be a glutton for Jesus. You're going to be such a glutton. You're going to be so hungry for him and such a glutton, and you're just going to gorge on Jesus. And the more she just keeps using this sentence, the more I'm sliding to one side. And I'm sitting next to Pete, my captain. Oh, my captain. And I start to lie across Pete. Full stretch. Until my face is sort of caught in his neck. Highly inappropriate. And can I just say it's infectious? Especially for women. You want it? You can have it. She says, you're going to be such a glutton for Jesus. And at the time, I am dressed in pink from head to toe. I'm a pink thing lying across Peter. And then she says the inevitable words. You will be a glutton, you will be hungry, you will desire, you will be famine, you will... She said, basically, you will become a pig for Jesus. And at that point, I snorted into Peter's neck. And there has been no looking back ever since. What a way to go about things. Sheer cheek. He's such a rascal, isn't he? God, you're such a rascal. So anyway, yeah, that was snorting. So yeah, forgive me. But I used to watch people laugh and they'd have a natural snort, and I used to think to myself, oh, that's terrible. I'm so glad I don't do that. Like the look of disdain that was on my face when I saw people snort. It's like... But nowadays, I just call it snuffling for truffles. Like we get our snouts and we rummage them down into the earth, searching for those special little truffles of Jesus. We dig them out and we gobble him up. Ah! I'm just a pig. Pink pig. Way. So, now, I got onto that because I snorted at something I was saying. But hey-ho. I've discovered it's really important to just keep letting Jesus come. Hello, Lord, keep coming with your waves. I'm over it. Consume me, obliterate me, make me snort, whatever you want, I don't care. You're my life, you're my passion. Done. This is it. for eternity. I had a lovely funeral. I had an even better wake. So, life is good for eternity. Oh dear. So, so just keep drinking. Because the more we do it, more it becomes a habit. Because it must be something that is outside the beat. That is outside a place where we go to drink. I am the well. I am the drinker. It wells up within me, and I am full. And that is the truth. All the time. Never stops, never ceases. And the key is to drink. To get off our heads on Jesus. Because our heads will no longer do. We thought they would. For a long, long time. A few centuries. Someone got very enlightened and said, do you know what? Our heads will be in charge. Our heads will do. Thank you very much. We'll rule by science and our thought and what's logical. And our heads will deal with God in that way. Oh dear. And that has become so strong, that it has to be broken. So the only way to find the way is to get ourselves lost and obliterated by him. And as we connect to his headship, that will blow our minds. So he says, look, here's my head, connected to the Godhead. Take yours off, and you can connect to the whole lot. But you know, it's a risk. It's a risk. Because then we're no longer in control. No longer in control. And the only way to break this control is to get off our heads on the way and lose our way. Lose our way and be connected to the rightful head. For me, this is an issue of headship. Whose head? My head? Or the real head? Because that's how I was designed to be. That was the original plan. Will I connect back to the one I belong to in such a way that he's my head? And so in this nation, what we're up against is that refusal to lose our heads for Christ. The first known martyr in these islands, I'm not saying there weren't others, but the first known was a guy called Alban, about 200 years after Christ. And he's called a saint now. And usually you think of saints as people who have walked up and down the land and done this, that, and the other and earned their stripes. Alban lived in a place called St. Albans. And he was just a soldier. And a Welsh priest came knocking at his household door on the run from the Roman soldiers. And Alban let him in. This Welsh priest told the gospel to Alban and his family. And they all got saved. The next minute, the Roman soldiers discover where Priesty Boy is, knock on Alban's door, and demand the priest. Alban, having just received Christ and the news of the real Creator, snatches the priest's cloak, puts it on, and pretends to be the priest. The Roman soldiers take Alban away. Meanwhile, Welshie priest boy escapes and runs back here. A place called Caerleon, right near here. Alban saves his life, having just stepped into the knowledge of God and received Christ. He's in front of the magistrate, and they are off their heads that he has done this. And they are so angry. They're saying, you either confess the Roman gods, or we will execute you and feed you to the Roman gods. And Alban's like, no, I have discovered the Lord of creation. I have discovered Jesus Christ, and that's who I confess. So they say, fine, we'll behead you then, and then we'll feed you to the Roman gods. The first martyr lost his head for Jesus, saving a Welsh priest. No greater love a man than he lays down his life for his friend. That's the inheritance we have in these islands. It's there over and over again if you dig and look for it. And time again, believers have been beheaded. They've lost their heads for Jesus. A massive message coming down the years. This is what it takes. Your head off, his head on. And the only way to do that is to keep drinking and letting the power of Christ, letting the Spirit of Christ invade our bodies to such a way that we can't control what we're doing. All we know is we are loved and we are busy being loved. And out of that, somehow, we find a way forward. But it's no longer our heads deciding where we're going and what we're doing and how we're going to do it. So I just want to encourage us to keep that priority and not be so quick to take a sip of Jesus and then run off and do something with it. He gives us a bit of energy and off we go. So busy trying to do it. But you see, I'm afraid this doing is what's got to be broken. This is the thing that has to be turned on its head so that our doing comes out of our being. And our being is Jesus. I be with Jesus. And then I can't help but go where I don't know, but I can't help it. I fall into things. I end up doing things. I go here and I go there. I walk up and down the land. I end up bumping into people and connecting with people, and suddenly I just see things that are going on, and it's like, whoa. But I don't go looking for it. No, I just spend time with the way. And then I end up on the right way. Oh, I just love it. I just love it. So I just want to say to you today, it is safe and it is appropriate and it is wisdom to remain in the place of being and seeking to be with Jesus and let the rest go. Because we can end up doing a lot of good things, but sometimes it's not what we're being asked to do. So we have to save all that and get on with what we're supposed to be doing. And how do we know? Unless we've gone and spent some time with the one who's got the the whole design. And I guess for us, it just seems that it takes us a while to let his presence soak in. It's not like God hesitates and decides not to turn up that quickly. It's not like, oh, it's a bit stodgy and God wasn't around so much. He must have been somewhere else. It's just our stuff. All our stuff. And so it takes a while. It's our stuff, not God's. God is here in fullness. Jesus is here in fullness. I am full. I am free. I have everything. It's a complete work. I am one with Jesus. Jesus is me, and I am Jesus. We are one and the same thing. There's no divide. We just have to take a little time to let that seep in. To let that get in our bloodstream. Start touching every area. And going all the way around our system. So that we start to live in the truth that we are unified and have all things. With Jesus' big fat head on our shoulders. Blowing our minds every minute. So I believe that there is an operation in hand to stop us in our tracks and cause us to be with Jesus. So if the way keeps getting in your way of what you want to do, if the way keeps getting in your way, it's time to just give way. I mean, really, it's terribly gracious that he even stops at all. I did stop him once on his highway with my big sign. If you could just stop and sign my terms and conditions, I'll go with you. You just sort of looked at me like, whoa. But you know, the Creator doesn't need us on board. He does want us on board. He's so in love with us, can't resist us. Even when we're big-headed, get in the way. He's so hungry for us, loves us, wants to gobble us up. Yum, yum, yum. So we eat him and he eats us and all becomes one, really, doesn't it? But it's this belief system. We can know in our head that we're one and act like we're not. That's why we have to get off our heads. So we can receive the revelation without our heads getting in the way. Ow, 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 ow. So I count it a privilege to spend time with my Lord and just let him rock my world. just sort of rock my world. He's so glam rock. I'll be your rock chick, Jesus. Chick. I'll be your rock chick. Rock of ages. Bled for me. Oh, wow, 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 wow. You know, we can look over history and we can see everything that's gone on. But now has to be a time where we just don't keep going through the same old cycles. And we just don't keep treading the same old ground and thinking it's new. There has got to be a shift where we go into a completely different sphere of belief of heaven on earth, and that we are the tangible existence of it and the channel of that and the sign of heaven coming to earth. And the total of consummation begins with me and Jesus and me being one. I just take time and just welcome Jesus. Just in case I've stepped out the way, just step into my body again. Let's just have some rock on oneness. It's you and me. When I spend time with the one, I don't ask for a lot of things and I don't talk a lot. Because I want the one and only to know that the one is more important to me than what he can do for me, show me, or complete in me. I don't want a cupboard love where I say, God, oh, pick me up, hug me. And when I get up there, I just want the cookie in the cookie jar. Thank you. No. And sometimes I'm so busy saying to God, I'm not asking for anything. I just want to, I'm going to just keep coming and being with you. And there came a point where you had to sort of tell me, look, there's a whole lot of stuff I really want to show you. Will you just go and have a look? I said, you getting rid of me? He said, no, but let's go and have some fun. Let's go over here. Look at this. Look at that. Woo. See? Ooh. Spending time with the head, the way, the glam rock. It's awesome, isn't it? Awesome. It's like the one who knows everything about you, anything that you've ever dreamt of and ever wanted. Just anything in your heart that you've looked at and gone, what, like that? You spend time with the one who knows it all and will give it to you and more. The more I take time out to be with the way, it's like he's bringing stuff into my life, and it's like, I even forgot I wanted that. I even forgot that was a little dream of mine. And it's almost like he's been weaving stuff together since my birth. And I'm discovering it now. But back then, he must have been thinking, oh, we'll just put this in there, and we'll just put that in, and a bit of this. He was planning it from day one. So my desire for me and everyone else is that we learn Captain. Am I doing all right, Petey? Captain, oh my Captain. Continual state. His mind, not mine. Mind you. So, I just advocate Jesus. You know, it's just a matter of time. It's only ever a matter of time. Let's face it, so we might as well spend that time being with the author of time. And let him take us outside time sometimes. I love it. Love it. Oh, so we come together and we party. And this is a lifestyle. So I party while I put washing on, and cook the dinner and clean the clothes and boring things. Necessary, boring. I stay with the one, I stay in the truth. And you know, it's interesting because the key time to stay in this truth is when we're most being contested. Because that's the very thing that knocks us out. Suddenly the Achilles heel comes and doing. And suddenly we are taken up with the very thing that we can't seem to get over or see get better. We all know what they are in our lives, all our unique walks. We know where our contesting points are. You could probably just tell me 2 or 3 right now. And what we tend to do when we're facing hard stuff is, well, the last thing we probably think of doing is drinking. Because that means taking our eyes off the problem. And the problem is demanding attention and needs to be dealt with. You see, the imposter and the counterfeiter has only got this far in this creation by demanding attention. We are dealing with the ultimate attention seeker. The would-be God, the imposter and the counterfeiter, lives off attention. That's why it would be God. I want to be like you, God. You're getting all the attention. You're making all this stuff, and that's all looking at you. Make me like you. I want to make stuff too. God's like, I'm sorry, you really can't because you're created. Creator, created. Do you get it? Impossibility. Creator. So created says, right, I'll stop. And then I'm going to do my damnedest to destroy everything that you've made. Because I want a womb like you had a womb. I wanted to make things and bring things to birth too. So I'm going to pretend. I'm going to pretend and make out that this is all mine. And I'm going to twist it and deform it as much as possible so that you, God, can see what has come out of your womb and exactly what you've made. The truth is, the counterfeiter and the imposter cannot create. Only twist and deform and break. So the truth is, all belongs to the one from whom it came from. So when the counterfeit and the imposter comes and demands attention in our lives, relational breakdown, finances, stuff to do with our personalities, emotions, our past, it's very easy to give that attention. But I think that is the time where we most need to drink. Because otherwise, I am giving the imposter the attention. And I'm constantly caught up with the issue. So the key is to take my eye off that and put my eye back on Jesus and quit looking at myself where it seems most obvious I should be looking at myself, to quit it. It's like quitting a habit. You know, it was just really obvious for Peter to look at himself while he levitated above the stormy sea. But there was nothing in himself that kept him above that water. Nothing. The only thing was looking at Jesus. So I am free to take my eyes off myself and look at Jesus. And as I do that, he'll keep me levitated above the water. I just wonder, the places where we are most contested. If something is contested, why? Why contest something if there's nothing there behind it? What's being hidden? Why am I being kept out of that area in my life? Why have a guard dog when there's nothing to guard? So there are areas where we know when we hit them, it is like facing a pack of guard dogs, like snarling teeth, like it will chew your hand off. And it's really fierce. And everything in you is like, oh, here we go again. Oh, sorry. Here we go again. And it's fear, and it's like, oh. And there is this massive sort of like, keep out of here. Keep out of here. And we tend to sort of... But I wonder if the areas in our lives where we are most contested are the areas where there are wells that need to be opened. So in a funny way, there's like a clue to where our key areas are, because you can guarantee they're the areas where we are most put off, where we are most, our noses are put out of joint, where we are most like the distractor is coming and going, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. Makes sense, doesn't it? So, the question is, how do we open a well? I love this. I love this. In my walking up and down the land, God has taught me many things. And one of the things he taught me was, when you're walking through a place that feels really rank, what you tend to do, Katherine, is you tend to freeze, walk as fast as you can, like I hunch my shoulders, and I almost start to breathe sort of shallow. And I want to get through there as quick as possible because I can pick up abuse, I can pick up pornography, I can pick up the control thing, the head thing's really strong. There are some towns and cities that really key in to this, we're the head, we're in control thing. So I walk through those places and I tend to sort of go, because it makes me feel like that. So at one point I stopped outside a school. And often I'll take a place by walking through it. So I won't stop and pray and this, that, and the other. I just spend time with Jesus going through unless he stops me. So we're outside this school, and I can feel such sort of Masonic head control stuff, and I can feel child abuse and all sorts of things. And I felt God say, I want you to stop and pray. So I did. And then God said to me, I want you to drink here. And I'm like, yeah, but it's filthy. Oh, I don't want to drink all this in. And he's like, no, drink. And so I just started to drink. And I drank where it felt most contested. I drank where it felt most awful. And as I drank, it's like the wind of God just came. And as I carried on through that place, I literally saw angels unfurl in the marketplace. Like 3 of them had been screwed up like wrung out cloth, and they were sort of upright in poles. And as I walked past, they went, whoo! And I went back there a year later, and there's now a hotel called the Angel Hotel. And from that point, I walked through that place with wind on my feet. Like, it's just like, whoo! And rather than walking through like going, I tended to walk through sort of going, whoa. But it was like God saying to me, the guard dogs just hide the well. They are placed there to keep you away and to stop you realizing that you are bypassing a well so that you don't stop and you don't open it. But the way to open it is to stop and drink, because the only way to open up a well is to rest beside it and draw up the water and drink. Because that's what wells are for. Wells are for reclining beside and drinking. So when I'm facing some hideous bill, and that's where we get contested, the last thing I want to do is recline and rest and take a lovely deep drink. So I have to put my theory into practice. And I am like, well, Lord, this is all I can do here. But what I sort of envision is like, these guard dogs are snapping at me like really fierce Dobermans. And I've got this big sort of Humphrey straw, this big sort of red and white straw. And I sort of pop it through the guard dogs. And they sort of like, what is this? They don't even know what it is. They don't know it's a straw. So I just bypass the dogs and just put the straw in the well and start to drink of the well that I believe is beneath the contesting, to open it up. And I have found that as I begin to do that, answers come from nowhere. Yeah, way. But it comes out of rest, but when you least feel like it. So I've just got a little hint there in terms of well opening. I do believe that we are in a generation of well openers. I really do. I really do believe that we are now in a generation of those who learn to walk in the cool of the day and reside with the way and rest and drink and open up the wells all over the place. Boing, 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 just opening them up and down the nation, opening them up in our lives, opening them up wherever we are by drinking. Because the only way to open up a well is to rest and drink. So I could stand there praying and binding up the guard dog till the cows come home. But would I open up the well? How do you open up a well? You recline beside it and drink. Jesus loves sitting by wells. I do believe we are in a generation of Isaacs. Well openers. Well open. It's time to make it all well open. Oh, England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland. Well open. Wow, 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 wow. I believe it's right. I believe the time is now. I believe there are those forerunners that have gone before and they have ploughed and they have done what they need to do and they've been faithful in the midday heat of the sun. And I believe now we're in a generation who learn to walk with the gardener in the cool of the day. And by doing that, we open up the wells. Oh, there's another one. Oh, look. But it's a discipline in terms of using the information from Jesus' head rather than how we would normally react to situations that seem to just bar their way to us. So I just put that suggestion to you. Just look at the areas where you are most contested, because I believe therein will be your rightful inheritance. Oh. Rightful inheritance. Rightful inheritance. And it is not impossible. It is not impossible. Because all things belong to the one from whom all came. So there is no place we cannot go and drink. There's nothing that cannot be taken back. So drinking's a rather large key. It would seem to me. To take my eyes off myself. I have been relieved from duty of looking to myself. I formally resigned and was made redundant. So, well openers, it is time. It is time. So, yow, 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 yow. Yow, 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 yow. Joy in the morning. Beauty for ashes. It's all true. So I just release you, to release you into that joy of just being with Jesus. Whatever's going on, whatever isn't right and whatever isn't sussed, wherever my way hasn't worked, and wherever God hasn't done what I asked him to do. I did question him once. I said, how come when I get caught up about the whole thing of intimacy, some people get really angry with me? Why do some people, like, if I feel like they're like throwing knives? He just looked at me and winked and said, yes, I'm afraid I haven't been doing as I was told. I should have laughed, because that was a funny comment. But I was being a bit intense with him at the time. How come? When I talk about loving you, they get angry. When you're the one that hasn't done what they wanted. Yes, I'm afraid I haven't been doing as I was told. Such a dry comment. I love it. So we got to go there. We're going all the way. We just got to go, and we cannot wait for the crowd. We can't wait around for others to catch up. Because some of us are groundbreakers, and we have to go there first. Oh. And so it's not like, well, you know, trying to get other people to go the same way. We just got to get on and do it. Get on and do it. And not talk about it. Do it. Do it, do it. Hey, hey. Do it, do it. Oh, oh. I'm an 80s chick. I'm a rock chick, and I'm an 80s chick. So, yes. So as we go on from here, we're going to get together loads of times, probably. But we have to be those that come because we want to, but not because we need to. Because there is a lifestyle that's going on of fullness. And believe in it. So I try and put into practice these fantastical ideas. But just spending time with the way seems to make it a lot better. Because then I don't have to get it right. He just patches it all up and sorts it out. You know, I loved what Dave said this morning about we just are, as the I am is the I am. I just am. I'm not just right, and I'm not just wrong. And I'm not right here, and therefore wrong there. Or if I'm wrong, that means I'm right. I just am. What's it all? And we get so caught up with, is it right? Or is it wrong? If I'm not right, I must be wrong. We walk this tightrope of one or the other. And from many different perspectives, something right is right or something is wrong. The fact is, I just am. Before my maker, before the I am, I just am. Warts and all, I am full of poo. This is me. You are you. Here we are. Hello. Sloshing around in the blood, covered up. Sharing in the death. Totally covered. Debt-free. Yeah. Done and dusted. You just have to get on and be. And stop trying to get it right all the time. And just keep getting off our heads on Jesus so we get out of that mindset of right or wrong. That's an old song, right or wrong. It's time for it to die. If God wants to sort something out with me, if Jesus has a problem with me, out of intimacy and being with him, he will put his finger on it and he will sort me out. And because I'm walking closely with the one, and I have said I am one with you and you are one with me, and therefore we are the same, and I love you, whether you give me a cookie or not. The sensitivity really goes up. All he has to do is nudge, and you're like, oh, God, what? And in that, sometimes you just start to discover that God doesn't have a problem with the same things that we have a problem with in ourselves. He's not like, as we come to him for the 100th time about our issues. And he's like, he sort of looks the other way. It's just so boring. Because it's just, it's not where he's looking. He just loves us and he wants the best for us. And he'll get us there somewhere, somehow, as we dwell. As we dwell. So just keep making time. Because we're the ones that need time. He doesn't. But I'm afraid we do. But the more we make time, the more we'll just plug in and plug in and plug in. Like that. You desire that? You get it. You get it. You get it. You get it. He's everywhere, so you just breathe him in. I take lines of God. I've never taken a drug in my life, but I do. I take lines of him. And he's going to me, you need to take 20 of these whenever you line me up. Why? Why am I snorting you, Holy One? He said, because I want you to align with me. So my snorting tends to go in seasons. I think it's a clue. It's time to align again. Oh. But the more I snort him up, the easier it becomes anyway. So, my lovelies. I love Jesus. So wicked. You blow my mind. So, I could, ramble on. But it's been a pleasure to be able to share a few little things that wander around this Jesus head of mine. I have an issue with headship. Your head or mine? So bless you guys. Oh, just bless you. I'm so glad you've come. I'm so glad you're here. Jesus, 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 Jesus. How are we doing for time, Sue? Oh, that's cool. So yeah, I'll leave you with all of that. Feel free not to ask me any questions. Unless it's about straws. I'm really into them at the moment. Bless you guys. Have a good tea. And we'll see you at... We'll see you after tea. I think someone's going to... Are you going to say anything? Wrap it up, wrap it up. Wrap it up in the glory. Love ya. Fill her up, Lord, fill her up. Woo. Regarding registrations, if you haven't as yet registered with the desk and they've ticked your name off, they need to know exactly how many are here to know how many people can be let in tonight. So if you say that again, if you haven't registered, please put your hands up. Yes. So there's some people at the back there. Okay. Back at we start at 7:30. You can come at 7, but we'll start at 7:30. Dave said 7:30 at lunchtime to me, so.
Hi guys, if you weren't here earlier today and you need to find somewhere to eat, now then, I believe they're doing food tonight here. There's a McDonald's across the roundabout, so that's not too far if you need McDonald's. You go to Langston Road. On the Langston Road, there's a pub there which you do food. For those of you who've got transport, if you take the road out of the barrier here, take the first left at the roundabout and go along that road for a mile, there's a Toby Carvery, which is very good as well. So you've got a few choices there. Okay, guys, I'll see you at 7:30.
If you want to soak here at all in between time and practice what Catherine's preached, you're very welcome.